Tonight, the manhunt for the gunman who murdered the CEO of UnitedHealthcare is widening. A source familiar...
The widening manhunt for the gunman who killed UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson. This morning, New York City police say they recovered what they believe is the shooter's backpack in Central Park. That's where the gunman fled after
police releasing two new images of the person of interest in the killing of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson. The person seen inside what appears to be a taxi cab and in another...
A McDonald's worker in Altoona, Pennsylvania, recognized the suspect from the images police have been circulating around the world.
The description of the identification we've been looking for.
At the heart of Manhattan's bustling Midtown, a high-stakes murder sent ripples across the corporate landscape. Brian Thompson, CEO of UnitedHealthcare, the fourth largest public company in the U.S., was fatally shot outside the Hilton Midtown in a chilling, targeted attack. Thompson led UnitedHealthcare, the health insurance division of UnitedHealth Group. UnitedHealth Group, a leading American healthcare company, is ranked fourth on the 2024 Fortune 500 list with a revenue of $371.6 billion. As the largest U.S. health insurance provider, UHC serves millions nationwide. However, UHC and its parent company, UHG, have faced scrutiny for practices such as delaying patient insurance claims, leading to public dissatisfaction. This controversial reputation may have played a role in fueling the motives of his killer. The suspect, Luigi Mangione, a 26-year-old former data engineer at TrueCar, lived a quiet yet troubled life. According to his LinkedIn account, he worked in tech, but a TrueCar spokesperson confirmed he hadn't been employed there since 2023. On November 24, 2024, Mangione boarded a bus in Atlanta, Georgia, arriving in New York City. Luigi Mangione arrives in New York City, stepping off a bus at the bustling Port Authority bus terminal. Surrounded by the chaos of the city, he blends in with the morning crowds, unnoticed. He heads uptown, checking into the HI New York hostel on Amsterdam Avenue. While for most, it's a place to rest, for Mangione, it marks the start of a carefully calculated plan. He checked into the HI New York City hostel on the Upper West Side under the alias Mark Rosario, using a fake New Jersey ID. 5:30 a.m., December 4th, 2024. Luigi Mangione leaves the HI New York City hostel, starting what would become a chilling, high-profile journey. Police believe he's riding a bicycle, though the exact mode of his escape remains unclear. Surveillance footage places him just moments later on 54th Street and 6th Avenue, right outside the Hilton Midtown. At 5:41 a.m., the cameras capture him walking in the vicinity of the hotel. He's seen pacing back and forth on 54th Street, lingering near the entrance of the Hilton. Detectives later describe him as wandering, as if he was waiting for something or someone. Moments later, Mangione enters a Starbucks near the hotel. Surveillance shows him making a quick purchase, his demeanor calm, almost detached, nothing to suggest the brutal act he was about to commit. At 6:38 a.m., he stood across from the Hilton Midtown, observing the area. By 6:44 a.m., he approached Brian Thompson from behind and fired two fatal shots, a brazen act carried out with a 3D printed ghost gun. The gun was constructed using a 3D printer, leaving no serial number, a so-called ghost gun favored by those seeking to avoid detection. Investigators later found the words "delay, deny, depose" written on the bullet shell casings, a chilling reference to common criticisms of the healthcare industry. After the attack, Mangione fled on a city bike, quickly pedaling through Manhattan, and by 6:48 a.m., he is seen entering Central Park at 60th Street, where left behind a backpack near Bethesda Fountain. Inside the backpack, investigators found a Monopoly money. At 6:56 a.m., he exited Central Park at 77th Street, continuing on the bike to 85th Street and Columbus Avenue, where he ditched the bike at 6:58 a.m. By 7 a.m., he was walking northbound on 86th Street and no longer had the bicycle. At 7:04 a.m., he was seen getting into a taxi at 86th Street and Amsterdam Avenue. heading north. By 7:30 a.m., Mangione was seen near the George Washington Bridge, close to a Port Authority bus station, marking the beginning of his escape from New York City. Over the next 5 days, Mangione vanished, leaving law enforcement scrambling for leads. On December 5th, he was seen boarding a bus in New Jersey, traveling through several towns before ultimately arriving in Altoona, Pennsylvania. On December 9th, Mangione was found at a McDonald's in Altoona. An employee recognized him from wanted posters and called the police. Officers arrived to find him working on a laptop wearing a mask and a beanie. He handed over a fake ID but was taken into custody without resistance. Mangione has been charged with first-degree murder, criminal possession of a weapon, and terrorism. He is being held in Pennsylvania while fighting extradition to New York. His attorney, Karen Friedman Agnifilo, is known for her high-profile cases and is married to Benjamin Brafman, the former attorney of Sean P. Diddy Combs. As Mangione awaits trial, questions about his motives persist. Was this a calculated attack against the healthcare industry, or the desperate act of a man seeking justice for perceived wrongs? One thing remains clear: Brian Thompson's murder has left an indelible mark on both the corporate world and the families affected by his death. Click here to learn about the resemblance between Trump's tariff and Grover Cleveland's, and click here to discover the rise and fall of Assad's dynasty.